welcome to this short chakra flow. My name is Maria Kelly, for those of you that don't know me, and this is a flow, this resembles a flow that we would practice on one of the evenings at our retreats, either in the UK or in France. It's a restorative practice, and we're moving through the chakra system. So there's 7 postures that we're mainly focusing on all together. The chakras, amongst other things, govern your kind of emotional well-being. They're the sort of bridge, the connection between the mind and body. So we're going to get started, and just before we do, a couple of things that you'll need. A yoga mat, or at least some kind of comfortable surface. I've got a yoga bolster, and I've got a couple of yoga bricks. Now if you don't have these, for the bolster you can use rolled up blankets, you can use pillows, cushions, they just need to be a little bit sturdy. And for the bricks, you can use books or anything else that's similar that you have lying around. When we use the bricks, we can swap them out if you don't have anything that would work, and use a bolster or a rolled up blanket or what you have for this instead. Okay, well, we'll get started. We're going to start off lying down in our first posture. I'm going to move these over to one side. Okay. And you're going to come down. If you want something under the back of the head, you can pop a cushion, make sure it's quite flat so your head's not too propped up. And if you're a bit cold, then place a blanket over you, because we're going to start a little bit of deep breathing, lying down on our back, so we're still. Make sure that you feel comfortable. Let your feet go about mat distance apart. Just let the big toes turn in, so then the knees kind of naturally fall towards each other and they're resting against one another. For now, bring the hands down by your sides and just feel your way into your physical body. How does your body feel? Notice the weight around at the back of the hips, the pelvis. You might want to just tilt your pelvis forward and back. And then find that place kind of about halfway between. And again, just feel the weight at the back of the rib cage, shoulder blades, make sure they're nice and wide and shoulders are down away from the neck. And you can have a little, maybe just drop of the chin, just ever so slightly to release tension that you might be holding there around the back of the neck. It feels nice to let your head nod side to side, then let it roll one way and the other. And either close the eyes or at least kind of soften the gaze, so we're able to calm the more kind of active waves of the brain. Relax the face, the jaw, soften across the brows. And when you're ready, just take a big deep breath in. And then breathe and sigh the breath out. I feel that kind of lightness sweep through the body, that sense of releasing any kind of held tension, stuck energy. And bring your awareness now just to sound you can perhaps hear around you, near and far. Extend that awareness of sound as far out as you can. And then bring that awareness back to you. Onto the breath. Notice where you feel the breath. That gentle rise and fall. begin to deepen the next inhale. And breathing all the way in, feel the chest lift, expand, lower ribs. And then softly breathe back out through the mouth. And again, now inhale through the nose. Big deep breath in. And then breathe back out through the nose. And I'd like you to feel that breath as if it's rising. So from the base of the spine, the bottom of the spine to the top of the head. Feeling that breath ascend. And as you exhale, breathe from the crown of the head to the base of the spine. Inhale now from the bottom of the spine to the top of the head, so feel that breath lift and ascend. And then exhale all the way out, back through the nose, from the top of the head to the base of the spine. Inhale. Feel the breath move up. And then exhale as if that breath is moving back down the spinal column. I'm going to take a few more rounds, take your time. Breathe in slowly and deeply. Okay, and last one. And then bring your awareness to the very bottom of the spine, so around the pelvis. Also your awareness to your legs and your feet. Feel very grounded and weighted, maybe just pressing the feet into the floor, a heaviness in the legs, a weight around the back of the pelvis that you can feel against the floor. And bring your awareness now to the colour red and see this around the pelvis. Aware of the element earth, a sense of grounding, stability, security. Muladhara chakra, first chakra. So earth is the element, the colour is red. And the sound here is lam. So each chakra has a sound, L-A-M. And you can say this to yourself or out loud. We're just going to do this 3 times. I'll go first and then you can join in. Lam, 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 lam. 2 more rounds, so 7 times. Lam, 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 lam. And the last one. Lam, 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 lam. Okay, take a deep breath in. Exhale all the air out. Okay, let your knees now, or your feet come apart, and then let your knees drop side to side. And it might feel quite nice to take a stretch, so we're going to reach the arms over the top of the head, take a nice big stretch. Big breath in as you do. And then bring the knees in and give them a little hug in now, rocking side to side. So then move up to the next chakra and just carefully bring yourself up in seated position. And we'll take a bolster now, so a rolled up blanket or some cushions, or you can use blocks. The support is for under the backs of the knees. We're going to come back and sit so that this bolster wants to go under the backs of the thighs, the backs of the knees. And then we have the feet and knees together. Okay, we're going to lie back down, so if you want to place your blanket over you, make sure that you're comfortable through this practice. Coming back down. And just allowing the knees to drop out. So that support you can see is under now the backs of my knees. So I've got something to rest against. If you don't feel that you need it and your knees come all the way down to the floor, sometimes you can kind of go a little bit too far. Some people are very flexible naturally, and it's actually quite nice to have this this support. So just that opportunity to feel held and supported in these postures. There's nothing that you're really trying to achieve here other than allow the body to relax and rest and kind of open up into these different positions with that held support. So we're going to bring the hands now, and we're going to take the tips of the thumbs, the index fingers together. So it makes almost like a little sort of diamond shape or a triangle. And then we're going to bring that down just below the belly button, kind of lower belly and just above the pubic bone there. So hands to rest. Again, just make sure the shoulders are soft. Soles of the feet pressed together, knees out to the side, just observing how the pelvis feels here, the front of the pelvis, the hips, inner thighs. If there's too much tension there, you might want a bit more support so you're not quite as open there around the front of the hips, the pelvis. And just observing how your lower back feels. You can always lift up around there and then place back down, lengthen through the spinal column. Make any adjustments that you need to. And again, if you want to close the eyes, allow the eyes to close or soften the gaze, gentle drishti. And feel your breathing now more around the lower belly. So the Swadhisthana chakra, the colour here is orange. You might want to see this balancing out this area. This is creativity, change. Element here is water. And see this, we're able to move freely, to go with the flow of life. Keeping that awareness, attention on the breath. We'll come to the sound in a moment. I'm just going to spend about another minute here. Again, just aware of sounds you can hear near and far. Have that awareness also on your thoughts and any feelings that might be coming up in relation to the sort of thoughts that you might be having. Know that we don't have to get attached to these thoughts, they just come and go. Like the sounds, like the breath. You've got this opportunity now just to observe what's really going on. aware of how you feel. And the sound here for the second chakra is VAM, V-A-M. So again, we're going to do this 3 times. I'll go first and then you can join in, and you can sound this or say it silently. VAM, 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 VAM. VAM, 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 VAM. Bum 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 bum. And take a deep breath in. Exhale all the air out. Let your hands come down. You might want to use them just on the outer thighs to bring the knees back together. And so then the feet are stood. And then bring one knee in at a time, just give it a little hug in. And then the opposite knee, hugging it in towards you, towards the chest. Okay, and then from there, we can bring ourselves up to a seated position. So we're going to come up and into our next posture from here. So a couple of options, a little bit of a deeper release on the hips this one. So if you do have a lot of tension around the pelvis and the hips, it took me a long time to be able to sit into Gomukhasana pose. So we've got options here. So you're going to bring your left leg out in front, first of all, and take your right knee up. You might want to sit on a cushion or a block here if you struggle to get right up onto your sitting bones. Otherwise, sat on the mat and see if you can come right up onto your seat, and then you're going to take that right leg and bring it over. Now if you struggle to bring it over, what you can do is take a book or a block or whatever you've got nearby and just elevate the foot, and that makes it a little bit easier. And you're on the side of the foot, so it's a little toe side is coming over. We're going to go both ways round. So if we're here, see if you can come forward. So we've got the right leg over first, we'll go to the left side in a moment. But we want to be able to bring an awareness to the belly and then bring that down towards the leg. Okay. So then if you want to come into the full posture, right leg over left, and that left leg also then goes back rather than having it straight out in front. So effectively you're sat between your feet, and you want to not feel that you're leaning. You want to be able to keep that weight nice and even. If you get any kind of referral sort of pain or discomfort around the knees and it feels too much, then just free up that underneath left leg and bring the right leg over the top and do it with that one leg straight. Okay. And we're going to come into a round of Kapalabhati. So we're coming up to the Manipura chakra, around the solar plexus here. The colour is yellow. The element here is fire, so you can almost feel a little bit of a heat around this area. Think of your kind of digestive system, fire there for digestion. So we want to rub the belly clockwise a few times, just to clockwise away digestion. So we go this way around, but just to kind of get into this area. And breath of fire, Kapalabhati. I'm going to get you to bring your hands together, interlace your fingers and just place them onto the belly. And when we breathe out, the exhalation becomes, the inhale becomes more passive. We're more focused on that exhale. Imagine you're kind of pushing the breath out by using the belly like a little pump. Focus more on sort of the upper belly, but also see if you can get into the lower belly as well. So use all of that area to kind of create that little pump to make that exhale a little bit more forceful. So I'll just show you. We'll take a breath in. just to give you an idea, that's how the breath's coming out there. If you don't want to do this breathing exercise, you can just bring your hands to here and take a few deep belly breaths. So just feel that you are really breathing into the belly. Otherwise, we're going to do a round of 10 on this side and then come forward from there, and then we'll swap to the opposite side. Okay, so big breath in. And then just bring the arms down from there and start to lean yourself forward. If this becomes a little bit too strong, remember you can always free up this underneath leg. I want to see if we can lengthen up through the torso rib cage and then just start to come and ease our way down towards that top leg, so you're resting towards the top knee. Now you can take a block here, this might feel quite nice, or anything you've got nearby, as high as you need it to be, and then just allow your head to rest. So we're not kind of suspended there. We're not relying on the arms too much and the shoulders to bring us forward. So colour yellow, element fire. This is your place of discernment. Also our place of kind of willpower, self-esteem, confidence. Okay, we're going to enjoy one more minute here. Okay, and then take a big deep breath in. Exhale all the air out. Walk your hands back, so we're going to come back up to seated. And to come out of this one, either if your leg is straight, just lean back and then do the leg. Otherwise you're going to release the legs this way, unravel them, and then bring them out in front. Just give them a little bit of a shake. You can rub up and down the legs a little bit and shake them out, and just press the heels away. We want to open a little bit into the back of the knee joints there, so maybe give them a little bit of a rub. We're going to go through the side now, so right leg out, left leg is coming over the top. Remember you can use that block to place the foot on top there, or something to sit on if you just need to bring the pelvis more forward, or we can take this leg back. It doesn't need to mirror the same on both sides. If you've got one side that you're a bit tighter on than the other, doesn't matter. You can have the legs straight, you can come into the full pose so it feels a bit easier on this side. And it will give you that awareness then of kind of where you're holding your tension. See if we can keep both at the sides, both sitting bones down. And then we're going to do that breath of fire on this side. So either bring the hands onto the belly and you'll do those nice big belly breaths, or we're going to do another round of 10. So deep breath in. Okay, and then take a big breath in. Get all that lovely length and space there, and then exhale. Bring yourself forward, coming towards towards the leg, and again I'm going to take a block just so I can bring my head onto something. I've got a bit of something just to rest the forehead down. Making sure you're not kind of holding around the face or the jaw, and soften into this. Okay, and then last 30 seconds on this side. Okay, and slowly make sure you lift from the belly. We'll use the hands just to kind of walk yourself back nice and steady as you come out of this. And then we're going to bring the legs around, so undoing the legs, give them a little bit of a shake out, front, going to the backs of the knees there. Okay, and find a comfortable seated position to come into. It can be cross-legged or kneeling, and we'll just come into the sound. So Ram, R-A-M for this energy centre. You might want to bring the hands there as well. Ram, 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 ram. And 2 more times. Ram, 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 ram. Ram, 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 ram. Okay, then take a big deep breath in, reach the arms all the way up. Join the palms and exhale. All the way down from there. We'll come into the next posture from here. So just bring the legs out. Take them about mat distance apart and let your knees drop side to side. So feet mat distance apart, knees dropping side to side. Next energy centre is the heart. So we're going to come into Anahata. This posture is named after this energy centre, this chakra. So it's a really nice one to come into. I'll show you the options with a bit of support, or you can hold it without. So we can take a bolster and bring it across the mat. Want your chest to come onto this. So as you come forward, we've got the knees under the hips there. They want to remain under the hips. And then we come forward, place the chest on the bolster, fold one arm, bringing the head down, and then partway through we'll swap to the other side. Or you can just have the head down there between the arms. If this doesn't feel very comfortable for you, then you can get rid of this and have your knees into your hips and just come down without that bit of support. Okay, and then the other one that you can do, these blocks are quite big, but slightly perhaps smaller ones, is just to bring The hands forward, so more your forearms around the blocks. And then the head down. Actually, that's quite a nice lift, so it's not. But make sure you, whatever posture you're coming into, that it feels comfortable. Remember, at any point you can move and change. Don't stay in a place where you feel uncomfortable. If it starts to suddenly, there's like a shift of energy and it starts to feel a bit much, then just change. You can always push back into child's pose. Don't persevere and kind of, you're not pushing yourself here, okay. So I'm going to use the bolster for me. Anahata, we're opening around the heart. You also think about where the back of the kind of the chest here, and then the thoracic part of the spine, so the front and back of the heart and lungs. The element here is air, so it's all this kind of area going up into the shoulders and down into the arms as well. Okay, so I'll come forward. I'm going to bring the head down. And remember, you can fold one arm. When we're halfway through, to rest the head on, we can swap to the other side. Okay. And colour here is green, like a sort of emerald green. So maybe visualise this colour balancing out this area, element earth, so very linked to the breath. So let your awareness kind of stay with the breath. You can take a few sort of deep breaths to settle in, and then let that go, but keep your awareness and attention on your breathing. Okay, and we're just going to swap arms if you're using the arm like a little pillow. Okay, and when you're ready, take a big deep breath in. Exhale all the air out. You can start to slowly sit back. So I'm going to come into child's pose now. I'm going to roll that bolster forward, and I'm just going to bring knees a little bit apart. You can take them a bit wider if you prefer. Just let the head come down. I'm going to take my arms back, but you can have them out in front, or we can make a little place for the head to rest with the hands there stacked. Okay, and then slowly again, lift from the tummy, so draw navel to spine, slowly bring yourself all the way up, big breath in. Roll the shoulders back and exhale. Pull the air out. The sound here is yam, Y-A-M. And we're going to bring hands to the heart. So we're going to take the left hand there and then just cover it with the right. This energy centre is love, compassion, relationship. So the relationship that you have with yourself, the most important one, and then the relationship that you kind of have with other people as well. So it's understanding kind of what's going on there for you. So we'll just make a few little circles around so become aware of the heart centre, and it's yam, Y-A-M for the sound. Yam, 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 yam. Yum, 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 yum. One more. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, and take that big breath in. Feel the breath kind of swell around the heart. And softly exhale all the way out. Okay, I'm going to bring the hands down. We're going to come into our next posture here. I'm going to show you the blocks first. And if you don't want to use the blocks then, or you don't have them, you can use the bolster as well. Maybe a cushion or something. This is going to be for the head, okay. So I've got one on its sort of bigger side and one on its shorter side. That's a little bit higher. My head's going to go on that top one and just under the shoulder blades. So I'm going to tuck the edge of it there under the lower shoulder blades, and then I've got the rest of it kind of just on the shoulder blades, and then the head is going to come back, and I'm going to straighten out my legs for this one. So I want to make sure there's not too much of a curve around the back. You have to kind of get these in the right place. Okay, and then we're coming into the throat, so I want my head to come back a bit, not throwing the head back, but just having an awareness there so I can kind of open and release around this area. Now if the blocks aren't comfy, I know for some people it doesn't work. I'm quite long bodied, so I think it works for me in that way, but you can use cushions, bolsters, just have a little bit of a lift. It doesn't have to be anything kind of dramatic. And then just something for the head, so you've got support there. What you don't want is your head to be kind of thrown right back where there's lots of creases around the back of the neck. That's not what we're trying to achieve here. It's just a gentle kind of opening around the throat, this area. Okay, that is very comfortable with that bolster. Okay, so coming back, colour here, throat chakra, Vishuddha colour here is blue. Element is ether, space, and very linked to sound. So we'll come into the sound in a moment. And just have that awareness. I think here the thyroid is here, so we want to kind of just open up a little bit into that space. So a nice lift around the heart, the chest. So all the chakras are linked together. They all kind of correspond and work with one another. And we can be kind of deficient in one area, but equally we can have too much, we can be excessive. So we want to create a harmony and a balance in all of these energy centers. sound here is Ham, H-A-M. You can use other mantras, so sound is obviously very connected. This is the throat, so sound will help to balance out this, but we'll use the Bija mantra because we've been using those, so Ham. Ham, 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 ham. Ham, 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 ham. One more. Hum, 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 hum. Okay, take a big breath in. Exhale all the air out. I'm going to get you to bend your knees and then come to one side, so just use your arm to bring yourself to steady yourself, and then we'll come over and then up to seated. Okay, we're going to move these blocks out of the way, and if you just want to bring the feet again mat distance apart and just let your knees drop side to side. We're going to come into a forward bend from here. Okay, we've got 2 more chakras to go, but this kind of last one that we're coming into before we come into a seated meditation. So third eye chakra, space between the brows. So if we can just kind of rest this part of the head, and we're all kind of going to be at different stages. So some of you might be able to get your head down, some of you might be able to take a block and just bring that here and bring the head down. For others it might be, you know, if you have a lot of tension there or you don't want to go into too much flexion in the spine, we can just bring more on an angle. So you've got the bolster there between the feet, and then you're going to bring the head down here, so there's not too much kind of rounding in the back. You can take the bolster this way and come forward, whatever you prefer to come into. We want a little bit of distance between the feet, so don't have the feet too close to the pelvis. There's some space there, a kind of almost like diamond shape there between the pelvis and the heels. Ajna chakra, Ajna, A-J-N-A. Colour here is like an indigo, or like the sky at night, like a really deep dark blue. The sound is Om. We're not going to sound it, you're going to visualise that symbol Om and the space between the brows, and then just take a few rounds silently. So Om, when we sound that, it's spelled O-M, that's how we often see it spelled, but it's sounded A-U-M. And feel that when you sound Om, the sound kind of goes away and then it comes back in. So it's this full kind of cycle, vibrational, the quality energy at the sound at the end of that sound as well. So it's actually 4 sounds, A-U-M, and then the vibration at the end. So bring yourself forward, move any kind of muscle out of the way there so we can lean forward, maybe take a nice big deep breath in. And then exhale, coming all the way down, just able to rest that space between the brows. The element here is inner space. Visualizing that symbol of Om, and maybe silently chanting to yourself Om a few rounds. big deep breath in. Again, just draw navel to spine, very slowly. Bring yourself all the way up. Can let the eyes blink open there, and then just come around. I'll take this back. So the throat chakra there, the Shuja that we did before. This is your kind of your voice, where you're able to speak your truth, your true feelings. So not that we say things without the heart, without compassion. We have that, but that we have a voice that we feel heard. Okay, and then this Ajna chakra here is more kind of your perception of your reality, how you kind of see yourself and how you think the world sees you. Intuition. Okay, and then we're going to come around now. So find a comfortable seated position. You might want to take a cushion, a bolster, and maybe just straddle that. We're going to come into relaxation in a moment. But before we do, we'll come to this last energy center, this last chakra. So the crown of the head, Salashala chakra. The colour here is either a sort of white or pale pink light, sometimes a golden light seen there. There's no sound, silence. And we're going to come into meditation. So this is a place of knowledge where we're able to kind of transcend thought, transcend the kind of external world and go more inward. And we'll come into a few moments of meditation, find a place to rest the hands. You might want to take the right hand and bring it on top of the left. You might want to bring the hands onto the lap or onto the thighs. Roll the shoulders back. Feel that your shoulders are quite in line with the pelvis and the rib cage. There's no kind of protruding forward there, or you're not collapsed. Make sure you're warm enough. If you want to close the eyes, you can, or again, just cast the gaze down. So a gentle drishti is focus. And just able to calm the more kind of active brain waves when the eyes are closed, or at least in a part way closed. Again, just noticing how you feel. Awareness of all these kind of energy centers within, beginning at the base of the spine. Maybe just visualize again the colour red there. Lower belly, colour orange. Solar plexus, colour yellow. Heart, green. Throat, colour blue. That space between the brows, third eye, indigo. And a white light now at the crown of the head. And bring your awareness to your breathing. Begin to direct this flow of breath, as if you're breathing from the base of the spine. And bring that awareness of the breath to the throat. And then as you exhale, rather than letting that breath drop back down, feel it rise now to the top of the head, the crown of the head. So the awareness shifts to here. And then we inhale. And taking that breath all the way up to the throat. And as you exhale, let that breath ascend into the top of the head. And do that a few rounds in your own time. Let control of the breath. So at the end of your next exhale, your awareness is there at the top of the head, and see that white light kind of cascading down. Down Sushumnadi, the spinal column. feel a sense of balance and harmony within. Aware of sounds you can hear around you. Aware of how your body feels, the kind of temperature of the air against your skin. To remain very present. If anything came up for you through that practice, maybe just think about setting an intention for something that you're now aware of, that you perhaps know that there is something that you would like to bring more of into your life. So perhaps that's more compassion, and that can be for the self. Is there something that you'd like to then also release, to let go of? So maybe you're aware that you hold on to some past resentments. We want to kind of release that and let that go. It can be anything: anger, agitation. It can be that you want to bring in more things that make you feel stable, grounded. And think about setting whatever it is that you feel that you need, whatever it is that you became aware of, set that as your intention moving forward. It could be 3 words, so something like resilience, courage, strength. And it could be a short affirmation that you say to yourself, so I am. And these intentions, when we practice meditation, and we're a lot more present, and we have that sense of clarity, of feeling more calm. And these intentions, they set and they go a little bit deeper, so they have more meaning when we create them in this way. Okay, and take a deep breath in. And breathe and sigh the breath. Okay, and then gently blink the eyes open. We're going to come into just a few moments of relaxation. So as you come down, if you want to put something on, socks on, a top, if you want to place a blanket over you, we could use the bolster under the backs of the legs now. If you don't want to use it, you can lie flat. And it's going to be quite nice if you struggle to lie all the way flat and it doesn't feel very comfortable under your lower back. It's quite nice to have a bit of support under the backs of the knees. We'll come down. I'm going to pop some music on here. And again, make sure that you are comfortable. You can broaden the shoulder blades. We're going to spend a few moments here. And take a deep breath in. And then breathe and sigh that breath. Find a place to rest the hands just intuitively. It can be down by the sides, it can be on the belly, wherever you feel you want to place them. And soften around the feet. Feel the legs go heavy. Feel the back of the body go heavy. That sense of weight. Like a pebble sinking down through water, there's that heaviness. You're becoming subject to gravity. Feel the lightness around the front of the body. And soften any areas, any places of holding tension. And if you have any urge to want to control the breath, then just watch. Watch the breath. So either remain here, you can turn the video off now, or we're going to have a little stretch and bring ourselves up. So we'll take a nice big stretch. Breathing in and exhale. And bring the feet up and just give them a little hug in and rock side to side. Okay, allow yourself to come to one side and then up to a comfortable seated position. Okay, and then just bringing the hands towards the heart center. Take that moment to check in again with how you feel. And just giving thanks for our practice, and thank you for joining me and giving this time, also giving that thanks to yourself for giving this time to yourself. Knowing that you've done something wonderful for yourselves today on every level, mind, body and spirit. Okay, take a really big deep breath in. Exhale all the air out. And open the eyes, and thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you. Namaste.